Joy Guru. Today I would like to discuss about a very pertinent question. That is, where does Dharma get its expression? Put it in another way, where does Dharma get its living embodiment? In other words, see, how do you understand what is Dharma? You see, if I ask you that just bring or just purchase 1 kg of kindness, 1 kg of sympathy, 1 kg of empathy, can you get it in the market? Possibly not. Because in order to understand this kindness, sympathy, you need to find a kind-hearted person, a kind person, a sympathetic person. Otherwise, you cannot understand, you cannot realize what is sympathy or what is kindness. Same is the case with Dharma also. Dharma is not something abstract after all. You see, Dharma is a kind of feeling. And in order to understand, in order to realize this feeling, you need someone within whom religion is manifested. In other words, religion is expressed, or in other words, religion gets this expression in the living embodiment, I must say. So therefore, first of all, let us discuss what is Dharma. As Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha has plainly put it like this, that is, the stay of all existence is Dharma. And he is the supreme fulfiller. It's not very difficult to understand, because you see, I exist. This is for sure. That is, I have an existence, there is no doubt about it. At least I can understand, I can realize that I have an existence. In other words, existence possibly does not need any proof, isn't it? So what is required, or you can say what is required to nurture this existence is Dharma. In other words, the upholder of existence is Dharma is all about. So Dharma, you see, and there must be some opposite term of Dharma. That is, you see, non-virtue, non-religion, non-Dharma. What is that? That is the destroyer of existence, is what is known as, you see, adharma, you can say non-virtue, non-religion, non-Dharma, whatever you may call it. So unless and until you know the opposite of somewhat, really your understanding will not be complete. I think it will not be complete. It is my personal perception. So you always need to discuss the opposite view also. You see, so therefore and Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha has defined religion in very many ways, though the essence remains the same. He has stated that the stay of all existence is Dharma, and he has stated that God is one, Dharma is one, and Dharma never becomes many. That is, Dharma is one and there is no variety of it. According to Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, to speak of Hindu Dharma, Hindu religion, Mohammedan religion, Christian religion is wrong. They are simply views, and there is no real opposition within different views. The same feeling of one in many forms. This is the statement of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. So therefore, the stay of all existence, this is what is needed. Now, what does this term existence mean? Existence, that is, I have existence. What is that? If I critically analyze existence, then I will get 3 components. Number 1, that is it is Satchidananda. If I break this term Satchidananda, then we will get 3 components. Number 1 is Sat. It means, you see, existence. That is, I live. That is, I am present, I was present, I will be present. My existence is eternal. And next is Chit. Chit means responsiveness. And Ananda means bliss. And according to Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, it also means the urge of becoming. The urge of becoming. So therefore, existence has got 3 components. Number 1 is Sat, that is existence, you can say. And then Chit means responsiveness, and then Ananda means bliss. So therefore, any being that wants to live eternally, it wants to respond, it wants to respond with the external stimuli, and it has the you can say it has the urge of becoming. So therefore the stay of all existence is dharma. In other words, the essence of being and becoming is also dharma. Or you can say to live and to let others live is dharma. In other words, to live and grow is the essence of dharma. So there are different definitions, you see, and Sister Thakur Anukul Kotha has given these definitions, though the essence remains the same. So therefore, so and see that you can say the destroyer of all existence is dharma. So whatever is unfavorable, whatever is you can say whatever is unfavorable to existence, we need to see being needs being wants to destroy them. In other words, one of the qualities of being is to destroy the unfavorable conditions, unfavorable factors of existence. So see, what are the different unfavorable factors? Definitely, they are called. You see, they are called complexes, or you can say passions. You see, there are different kinds of passions. There are as many as 6 passions are there. Kam, that is lust. Krodh, that is anger. You see, lobh, that is greed. Moho means illusion or delusion. Modo means pride, or and then matscharya means jealousy. You see, now let me give a solid example. You see, Arjun, for example, Arjun came to the battlefield of Kurukshetra to fight against Duryodhans and company. And in the battlefield, he saw that his elders were present, his mentors were present, his relatives were present, and suddenly he got deluded. In other words, he succumbed to delusion or illusion, and even he wanted to leap from the battlefield. In other words, he even decided to decline fighting, and he stated like this. You see, Guru na Twahi mahanubhavan sreyo bhaktum bhakshamopi loke hattartha kamastu guru nihoivo bhunjiyo bhogan rudhiro pradigidhan. You see, it means that he is telling like this, that rather than killing the elders, you see, and it is better to live in this world even on alms, and even if I get wealth by killing them, then those will be drenched in blood. This was the statement of Arjun. That means Arjun at that point of time was completely, was completely under delusion or under illusion. And Lord Krishna had to say many things, many slokas in order to understand him that you are wrong. You are under the illusion. But because you need to understand that Duryodhana is the very epitome of irreligion. You can say non-virtue, adharma. So therefore, whoever have assembled here to fight in favor of Duryodhana, that means they are also doing non-virtue. Irreligion. So therefore, you need to fight against them. After all, holy war has come before you. And being a Kshatriya, it is your pious duty to fight against them. But then Arjun, did not understand this simple truth so easily. In other words, Lord Krishna had to say many things, many slokas, in order to make him, in order to let him understand that you are wrong. And at last, and I think in the 73rd sloka of the 18th chapter, that is the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where ultimately Arjuna is saying like this, Nosto moho. Ki bolchen? What is that? Nosto moho. Nosto moho smriti rilabdha tat prasadat maya achyuto sthito shemi gato sandeho karishye vachanam tavo. It means that now my delusion has completely destroyed. I have regained my memory by your grace, and I stand my doubt removed. Then now I will follow every words of you. So therefore, just see. So therefore, Arjun actually at that point of time was observing adharma, was observing irreligion. You see, was observing non-religion. You see, you can say non-virtue. So this is the matter. So the question is, and here who is the, you can say, where dharma, you see, where dharma got its expression? Definitely in Lord Krishna, who is the living embodiment, of dharma. So therefore, we cannot really understand what is dharma unless and until, you see, you take shelter of a living ideal within whom dharma is already materialized. In other words, he is the materialized maxim of dharma. So this is the matter. If I ask you, for example, that please bring 1 kg of kindness or sympathy from market, can you get it? But then if you say that no, there is no such object like sympathy, kindness like this, then you are wrong. So in order to understand, in order to realize what is kindness, what is sympathy, you need to find a kind-hearted person. You need to find a sympathetic person. Only then you can understand. So therefore, the answer of my question, that is, the question was, that is, where does dharma get its expression? In other words, what is the living embodiment of dharma? Definitely the answer is, that is, he is the ideal. And remember, ideal is no idea. Remember, please remember that ideal is no idea. He is a living man within whom dharma is materialized. So first of all, we have to understand what is ideal at first, what is living ideal. Then you can understand dharma. Otherwise, dharma will remain as an abstract matter. And then I think it will be of absolutely no use. It will be absolutely futile to observe dharma unless and until you have a solid understanding, of dharma. In other words, what is dharma is all about. A living ideal, that is a living man within whom dharma is manifested. He is the living ideal. So who is the living ideal? That is a man within whom dharma is completely manifested. You see, the example is definitely Lord Krishna. Because throughout Gita, we have seen that whatever he has stated, whatever he has observed, is nothing just to uphold or you can say just to uphold the existence. That is something. So he is the upholder of existence. So that living man who is the upholder of existence is the living ideal. And we need to take shelter of living ideal. Otherwise, theoretically, you cannot understand what is dharma is all about. It's simply impossible, I'm telling you. So therefore, we need a living ideal. Now, who will be what are the different qualities of a living ideal? Number one quality is simply that he will help me. In other words, he will adjust my complexes. Who are the destroyers of destroyers of existence? As I've already stated, that you need to understand what is adharma, what is non-religion, what is irreligion, what is non-virtue. What is that? That is the factors who are the destroyers of existence. They are the adharma. Who are they? The question naturally arises, who are they? You see, after all, we are human beings. So therefore, we have certain complexes, we have certain passions, and it's not very difficult to understand. For example, if you are walking on a solitary road, and suddenly you see that some crores of rupees in the form of 500 denotion. You see it, and then what would be your immediate reaction? Your immediate reaction will be to collect those money as early as possible. So why? What actually have you understood? Have you given any thought regarding this? That what prompted you to do this? to do this adharma, to do this irreligion, to do this non-virtue, because of the fact that money is not yours. Money is of others. So therefore you should not take it. It's not your property. But what prompted me? That here lies the question, that here lies the answer. That is the greed. The greed within me had prompted me to collect those money. So now, so this greed is what is known as passion. It's a kind of passion or a kind of complex. Now, do you think that greed is bad for human being? No, it is not. First of all, if you do not have greed, then you cannot even digest even a grain of food. So therefore, greed is necessary. Same is the case with, say, lust. Same is that is calm. And then krodh, that is anger. Anger is necessary. And then moho means illusion. Illusion is also necessary. If you are deluded with God, then that illusion is of immense value after all. So therefore, and if you have moho, that modo means you have pride. Pride. Against pride has its own value. For example, if I have pride for my master, for example, in my case, Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, then that pride is definitely good. As for example, for Arjun, Lord Krishna is his ideal. So therefore, he had pride for Krishna, and that pride is definitely good. But again, then you see jealousy. Jealousy is also good in the sense that if anyone does any harm for your living ideal, then for example, if jealousy grows within you, then it is good for you. So therefore, these passions or these complexes are not bad in fact as such, but after all, their obsessions are definitely bad. You see, the obsession of greed. Here, what happens? Actually, in this case, while you were traveling on a solitary road, and you have and you have seen so many, so much money, then, and you have intended to collect them because of the obsession of greed. You see, obsession of greed is bad. That is when greed is your director. When greed directs you, when greed goads you, then that greed is definitely bad. Greed should be there, but that should be under your control. Otherwise not. So therefore, a living ideal is he who is helpful to eradicate, to remove these obsessions, the obsessions of complexes, or you can say obsession of complexes or obsession of passions. And as for example, as Arjun asked this question to Lord Krishna, that who is the man of real wisdom? And then Lord Krishna had stated very many slokas, but one sloka is almost like this: Tani sarvani sanjamma yukto asita mataparo basehi jasendriyani tasya pragga pratisthita. It means that is he, you see, he who is who is attached, or you can say who have concentrated on me as supreme, and whose organs are under control, then he is a man of real wisdom. This is the statement of Lord Krishna. So therefore, controlling of the sense organs is definitely necessary. And living ideal is he who will guide you, who will direct you to control the complexes or passions at first. Only then you will be a man of real wisdom. And when you will be a man of real wisdom, then in other words, you will be an embodiment of Dharma, an embodiment of religion, an embodiment of virtue. So this is the matter. Again, an ideal will be he, you see, who should have a guru, who should have a mentor. Otherwise, his complexes will not be adjusted. For example, Lord Krishna, he had also his guru, Sandipan Muni, Sandipan sage. As Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, for example, his guru was, though Hujur Maharaj, but after all he didn't see him. That's why, according to his version, his guru was Mata Manmohini Devi, that is his mother, Mata Manmohini Devi. So therefore, every spiritual guide, in other words, every ideal should have his mentors, or should have his mentor or guru, that is spiritual guide. Otherwise, complexes cannot be adjusted. But you can say that do you think that Lord Krishna requires any sort of practice or any sort of teaching to control his adjust his complexes? No. But after all, he had also taken a guru in order to illustrate ourselves that unless and until you take a guru or spiritual master, you cannot master your passions. You cannot have mastery over your complexes. You cannot have the mastery over your passions. This is not really possible. So therefore, Dharma gets its expression only in the living embodiment. It is a living ideal. In other words, unless and until you take shelter of a real ideal, you cannot really understand what is Dharma is all about. Otherwise, it will be simply an abstract matter. There are people who used to say that after all, I am the mentor of myself. This is wrong, because in this case, actually that person is actually suffering from the obsession of his own complexes. In other words, the obsession of complexes is his real mentor. That is precisely the reason why he is telling so. But because you see, after all, what are the bad effects of these complexes, or you can say of the obsession of complexes? That is, you see that our mind is always restless. Why? Because of the obsession of complexes. For example, Arjun, he has also stated like this. You see, in the 6th chapter, we find that Lord Krishna is stating like that: Chanchalang hi mana Krishna pramathi balavat dirham tassahang nigrahang manne bayori vasuduskaram. He is telling like this, that controlling of mind is nearly impossible, because mind is always turbulent, strong and obstinate. So therefore, I consider its control as difficult as of the mind. And Lord Krishna, first of all, has acknowledged this. He has acknowledged this. Yes, it is difficult to control the mind. But then he has given the way. He has stated like this: Asangsayam mahabaho mono durnigraham chalam abhasena tu kunteo vairagyena chagrijyate. It means that, yes, it is difficult to control the turbulent, strong and obstinate mind. But by practicing, certain processes, for example, that is by regular practice and through, you can say through detachment, or you can say through renunciation, you can achieve this state where mind will be absolutely peaceful. So therefore, he has given the way. Now, Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, for example, he has given the practical way. The same thing, that is, if I say that the statement of Lord Krishna here is the theory, then Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha has make it a habit. In other words, he has given the it's a real, or you can say the real pathways, the real avenues. For example, he has introduced the system of Ishtabhriti. This system of Ishtabhriti, I should say doubly serves, or you can say doubly serves these two practices. That is number one, that it needs to be done on a regular basis. Therefore, it is a kind of practice. So and again, since you are giving something, you are offering something to your Lord. That means you are doing something unselfish. This is the process through which you can be detached. You can be detached from the a material world. In other words, detachment will automatically set in where if you practice Ishtabhriti. So by introducing Ishtabhriti, Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha has done, or you can say he has I think materialized the statement of Lord Krishna into practice. So therefore, he will be the real. I should say, he is the real ideal within whom Dharma gets its expression. Dharma Dharma manifests. So therefore, we need to understand what is living ideal. he can understand, or he will use, or in other words, he will profitably use the three attributes. Number one, sattic attribute, that is the existential attribute, and then tamasic, that means the colored view of life, and then rajasic means colored view of life, and then tamasic, that is stupefying darkness. But then he has the ability to make the existential use of all the three attributes. So he will be the real man, he will be the real ideal. And again, conversation will not get any place with him. Conversion of religion will not get any place within him. But a scientific method of initiation will be there to unlock your energy, your efficiency. So initiation is required, but then conversion is not required. Conversion is a very hatred thing. Dr. Anukul Kotha has condemned it. So therefore, and this will be the quality of a living ideal. And a living ideal will be he, within whom there will be no obsession of complexes. There will be absolutely no obsession of complexes, and he will be 100% perfect in each and every matter. And he must know the total pathway, the entire pathway of obtaining godlyhood. Otherwise not. In other words, he needs to know, gross, sophisticated, and even the causal planes of the truth. He needs to understand it. He needs to know this. Otherwise, he cannot be a living ideal. So therefore, in conclusion, what I would like to say that the stay of all existence is Dharma. In other words, the essence of being and becoming is Dharma. And the opposite, that is the destroyer of existence, is adharma, irreligion, or you can say non-virtue. And you see, a living ideal within whom there is no obsession of complexes, and who is the, you can say, integrating thread among all the people, that is, who sees everybody within him, and he who sees him within everybody, he is the living ideal. And he will be 100% perfect in each and every matter. Yeah. In other words, Dharma gets its expression only in the living ideal. And I must say that ideal is no idea. Ideal is the living man within whom Dharma gets its expression. So, live in love. Joy Guru.